Welcome to the Aston Martin 03 line. So, like I mentioned, welcome to the prestigious Aston Martin 03 line, which is a 2-bed, 3 full bath plus den. And there's plenty of things to talk about and a ton of features. But let's start off right where we started, which is on the exterior in a semi-private entrance. So this beautiful elevator foyer setup leads to your apartment. There's only 2 units on this floor. And once you get here, another really cool feature about the Aston Martin is the way that you have access to your unit. So there's actually 3 ways. You can have access through your phone app that opens the door, a fob that is given to you, or a door key. So everything is accessible through, technology. And the home is pretty tech friendly. Obviously it's 2025, so we're going into that type of lifestyle already, but the Aston Martin has taken that up to a different bar. The first thing that we'll notice when you walk in is you have this stunning view of the living room, which we're gonna get to. Let's start off with the kitchen, which I think is pretty phenomenal. You have this amazing counter space. It's enlarged quartz countertops. That extends over to the backsplash here with this beautiful cabinetry, matte cabinetry. Everything is just, again, high-end finishes. You have very high-level taste. You have this beautiful exhaust fan kind of hidden out of sight. And you have this lighting, which we left off, but you just, again, all these small little touches make a massive difference in this kitchen. You have these amazing, let's see, touch open oven and microwave setup. So again, small little details pretty much everywhere. One of the main things that you notice when you walk in is how light the whole space is and how airy it is. Now it is unfurnished, so we have to contend with some of that because when you do see it furnished, it does bring a whole new level and whole new element to the space. But for right now, moving from the kitchen, you have this den. Now, great things about this den. First, this door is open, which is a closet, but never mind that. It's just a closet. But what's cool about this den, which we're gonna talk about now in a bit, and how they designed this, is that this is actually a space that could be used as a 3rd bedroom. You add a slider on this section, you can actually add a Murphy bed, and this can double as an office space or as a 3rd bedroom. Why? You have your 3rd bathroom, full bathroom in here. So this bathroom, which you're probably gonna see the B-roll now, is conveniently located to this den. So it's great for guests because each room has its own bathroom, and then you have, like I mentioned, a full bath, which is a little odd for most buildings to do. But because you have this den here, it really doubles, especially for international buyers that have families coming over, and then obviously they can utilize that space. Cool, so now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the main living area. This is what you open and you look into once you go through these beautiful, amazing doors. So the Aston Martin has elevated the game. There's plenty of videos on the Aston Martin that have gone into every nook and cranny about the details, so I'm not gonna bore you with that because there's plenty of that content online. But what I want to show about the 03 line is how unique the view is, because the view in and of itself is in between Brickell and Brickell Quay. So originally when this was planned, it was kind of hard to envision how this was actually gonna look like, but to me, the fact that you're in between Brickell on one side, you have the icon here, and then you have Brickell Quay on this side, and you're kind of triangular shaped where you can see the Rickenbacker, you can see the Brickell Quay Bridge, and then on this side, you can see Fisher Island, you can see the Port of Miami, and then the whole entire bay that leads out, or the river that leads out into the bay is pretty phenomenal. Plenty of water space, you're not too high up, so a lot of times you see these amazing boats. If you pan down here, it's just boat central. There's always something going on in Miami. It's Thursday right now, in the middle of the day, but there's people obviously just enjoying life. So this is a great space, especially with this extended balcony space that you have here in the living room section to really just sit, enjoy, and just enjoy the view and life. So we kind of walked past it, no pun intended, which is the flooring. The flooring is obviously this beautiful white marble flooring that without furniture kind of loses a lot of itself with the light. Now you have a couple cool key features here. The tint on the outside of this is reflective, so obviously people can't see outside, but it does a good job in blocking out a lot of that light that would otherwise just illuminate the space too much in my opinion. But these slider doors are phenomenal. These Shocko doors rather are great to open. I know on video this may not come off well, but like in practicality, it really does. First, let me just say that no slider door in all of downtown or Brickell after a few years actually locks. But this one actually does, and it stays locked. Not that that really matters when you're like 20 or 30 feet. I don't think anyone's gonna break into your balcony door, but it's still good to know that they work and they're functional. Cool, so why don't we start with the master bedroom? Just in case before you click off, before you get to the full video, you're gonna actually see the master bedroom before you go. And by the way, why don't you click that subscribe button and show your boys some love by liking this video. So real quick, getting back to it, you have two closets. This one is not built out at this moment, but you have a walk-in closet on that side, and then you have your standard closet on this side. Cool thing I'm about to nerd over. Some people may not mention it to you. I will mention it to you because I'm that type of guy. These are magnetic door locks. So you actually cannot lock this door until it touches the actual door frame and it senses the magnet. When it does, it actually locks by itself. Which, again, small details. I nerd over those details. That's why I'm in real estate. So anyways, come over. This way we have the master bath, dual vanity, beautiful enlarged mirror. You have your water closet with your toilet and your bidet. And then obviously what's the crown jewel in this space to me is the shower and bathtub combo, enclosed and encased with obviously marble tile. So everything is just elevated, heightened, and it just gives you another level of class and sophistication that the Aston Martin obviously is known for its cars, but they brought that to light into the residential space. Coming into the master, the first thing you're gonna notice is the floor-to-ceiling glass, which I think is super cool. You have like this kind of 90-degree angle in a way that, again, just think is a nice touch. Another thing that you'll notice in the entire space are the linear vents. That, again, just small little details like that, which is, again, pretty commonplace in new buildings now, but it is good to see them. It really does modernize the space to me. And this space, although empty, you can kind of envision how the bedroom would be set up, the fact that you can have a king-size bed here, overlook the water, just wake up, have access to your balcony, have a coffee. Like the whole lifestyle is just in plain sight, which I think is also really cool. Okay, last thing. One thing before we get to the second bedroom, I didn't even talk about the price because we're so enamored with the space, I completely forgot about it. This beautiful space at 1,800 square feet is listed currently on the market for $3 million or $14,000 per month if you're a renter out there. But if you're a buyer, holler at your boy, send me a DM, and we can talk about the space. Okay, so when you come in, you have your ensuite bathroom. Again, beautiful vanity, beautiful tile, marble tile, and then floor-to-ceiling glass in the shower. So pretty standard stuff for what you can come to expect in the Aston Martin. You also have a walk-in closet. Again, not built out at this moment, but you can kind of envision a full built-out closet system here, which would be very practical for the space. I briefly went over the closet space in the den, but there's a lot of closet space in this unit, in this layout in particular, in the 03 line. So now you have the second bedroom. Again, floor-to-ceiling glass, not the 90-degree angle on this one, but you do have access to the balcony, which all the units and the bedroom itself all have access to, which is great. You have these phenomenal doors. Again, why does that matter? It matters in practicality, but it's always the small details. I think that a finished product of the caliber Aston Martin or some of these other brands are made into the small details that you otherwise skip over, and it isn't until you stop and really take inventory of what those things are that make a massive difference when you are buying something. Like, for example, we passed the washer and dryer, which is here, but you have your stackable Bosch washer and dryer system. Nothing really to cry home about, but rather write home about, but you get the point. And we briefly kind of walked over this wine cooler system that you have. But again, all these little small details, extra storage space is what makes the Aston Martin so phenomenal. And guys, with that said, there's probably a bunch of things we can't talk about, but the main reason why you're gonna buy this unit is because of this view, because of its location in downtown Miami. It's walkable, it's close to Brickell. You're just over the bridge to Brickell Key, Brickell City Center, Miami World Center, and all these great things that the Aston Martin is close to. But obviously you buy this because of the lifestyle, where it's focused on, where the view is, and really what you're exemplifying when you are a buyer that actually lives here as a resident. So if you're interested in this type of property and want to see more property tour videos like this, if you're a buyer, if you're a seller, interested in showcasing your property, then reach out to us. All my information can be found in the description link below. And if you found value from this video, make sure you click that like button or like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell. also leave a comment. What do you think about this unit? Is it worth the $3 million? Is it worth $14,000? Let me know in the comment section below. Until then, guys, peace out. See you on the next video.